This is Tridip and you are watching a brand new episode of Learn with Tridip. Ever wondered that when you have created a website and many of your viewers or many of your visitors who are visiting your sites are unable to see your site? They have reached and many of them have not seen the colors of your site. Many of the people couldn't read the text that have been in your site. Strange, right? Yes. Unfortunately, or in a different way, if you think a different aspect, yes, many people in this world cannot see the huge gamut of colors that we have. A 16 million color palette, but they could hardly see any. There are people who can actually not read the text which is in front of a very busy background. You have created a website which has a fantastic vignette or a fantastic gradient color at the background, but unfortunately many of your visitors around the globe cannot see it. Isn't it strange? Yes, it is strange, but it is fact. There are a lot of sites that don't even consider the ADA compliance or the colorblind, or they make the website for colorblind people. I am a design thinker. For me, empathy is everything. And if you don't understand what empathy is all about, it is understanding your customer. It is understanding your user base. It is understanding the people who will be visiting your site, seeing your content, reading your content, and liking, commenting, and reacting to your content. But what if they cannot see it only? Your entire effort goes for a toss, right? So in today's episode, I will cover a very important aspect which many of the web designers really don't consider. It's sad, but it's true. They create fantastic looking, beautifully user interface, well done functionalities, but they forget many of the time a very important aspect of making the website accessible. Means it is for those people who are partially disabled or completely disabled on certain colors. They have vision impairment, they have hearing impairment, and various complexities, permutation combinations. Some have partial color blindness, somebody have full color blindness, and all these things. So how do you make these websites for them also? How you can empathize your people who will visit your site? So today I will cover certain aspects of a website design or any app design that you create, and what are the things that we really want to consider when we are designing an user interface. So today's episode is all about that. I would also request you guys that if you really like this particular very serious topic, please like, share and comment, and pass this on to your friends, relatives and your clients, because many of the clients even they don't know that what is the importance of making your site accessible. So in today's episode, since accessibility is a very vast subject, I will not be able to cover various things, but I will touch and go a lot of stuffs that are absolutely important and are required from the very beginning of a design process. If you're new to this site, please love the channel, show some real love and passion. Please subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon so that you can get the notifications from my channel when any video gets uploaded. So let's get started. But before that, I would really want to thank a lot of people, a lot of online portals who have made my site really working and growing day by day. I would like to thank first of all TubeBuddy, who has been from the day one with this channel and has been guiding me silently at the back so that my website can actually reach where it is at this point of time. I would also like to thank a very old friend of mine, John from TubeBees, who has been also very kind enough to help me, guide me how to make the site monetized faster, how to create fantastic, interesting content for you guys, giving me the suggestions which of the subject that I'm taking on is working, which is not working, and all these things. And I have a lot of people to thank, but it is very little time to thank. This is not a Thanksgiving video. So let's get started. I will not keep you waiting. So let's roll. Let's see how you can make your usability better. So yeah, we are ready with the video for today. We are ready with the presentation. So there will be two formats, one in the screen and one in my on my laptop. So I will take you through practical way of how to create designs that are accessible from day one. What are the different types of fonts that you can use? What are the different colors that you can use? If there are any sites where you can get a lot of informations, everything I will try to cover. So our agenda of today, as per the slide goes, is understanding accessibility, designing a better interface. Okay, so without much ado, let's start. So what do you mean by accessibility? What we mean by there are a lot of terms that we will come across today, and I will try to give the meaning of the same, try to explain things in depth so that all of you guys will be in a better position to understand and take this design aspect better for your future designs. Okay, so let's start. So let us first understand why is this accessibility is required, and who are the ones who are actually fighting behind it to create a better world. Okay, so the first one, the third slide itself is a very important slide for us. If you are creating websites or applications for disabled people or differently abled people, then definitely you will be hearing these terms called ADA compliance. So what is ADA compliance? ADA compliance is Americans with Disabilities Act. So these guys are continuously fighting from a lot of time actually, because I am from the e-learning background where we create courses for a lot of international brands, and everybody in the US are excessively sensitive for these disabilities and differently abled people. So yeah, if your company, your client wants to create accessible websites or disable compliance website, then definitely you will be knowing these terms called ADA compliance. Okay, Then what is accessibility? We from the beginning of this video, I have been telling you guys that accessibility, accessible, and all these things. So basically, web accessibility means that the websites, tools, and technologies that you are designing and developing, they have to be as per the disabled people. Also, they are not somebody different. Your site should be capable to also cater to those type of people. Okay, so I don't like the term called disabilities or something like that. I like to coin it in a much better way, or differently abled people. So and it can be any. It is not about physical disabilities. It is not about. It is also a lot of time of psychological disabilities. It's a lot of time. It is about the colors they see, the way their body, their eyesight has been structured, their hearing senses has been structured. They are different. Okay, they are different. So definitely a good bunch of people who are actually accessing your sites or your web apps or your apps will be also part of this huge group of people. So how do you do that? There are a lot of time you will be coming to know about the term called ARIA. What is that? What is ARIA? It is not a name of some girl. It is accessible, rich internet application. So all the rich internet applications, whether it is e-learning applications or you are doing any sort of food app, your technology app, your blogging app, anything, is a set of attributes that define the way to make web development content or web applications accessible for disabled people. Most of the times we use JavaScript, we use jQuery. People who are from the development field, they know very well what is jQuery, what is JavaScript. This particular video is not in the purview of learning what is jQuery or JavaScript or something. I will not discuss those things. But people who know actually that what developers use, like JavaScript, jQueries, they have to create those JavaScripts for your disabled people so that they can accessible your sites much better. A basic example is like if you want to tab browse your site, like you just use the keyboard and space your tabs or space bar to move from one link to the other. So how you will do that? Many people are not scroll friendly. Strange, right? But it is fact. Many people cannot use the mouse. Can you imagine? And yeah, that is very true. And how to make these things for them, how to make life better for them, that comes all from design thinking and from empathy, which I have told earlier. You have to make your design, your services, where keeping your customers at the end, the end users at the center. Okay, so basically there are three things that very importantly for ADA compliance website or a disability friendly website that should be there. You have to have better contrast, that I have just highlighted. Better contrast between image and text, image icons. There has to be a fantastic contrast. If you are creating icons, the colors of the icons should be absolutely contrasted. Helping the colorblind, they are a huge color gamut that is open for us, but there are a very less amount of colors that are there for differently abled peoples. What are the different types of fonts that you can use for the others, for the other models? We can use any font. We can use decorative fonts. We can use signature fonts, handwritten fonts, thin font, thick font, sans serif, serif, and everything. But can we use that thing for different level people? No. There is a specific set of colors, there's a specific set of fonts that are only permissible for them. So we have to understand all those things. So let us first take you to a website, and these guys have been actually, I'm using their raw assets for good many years, I think 2-3 years now, and they are, you definitely have heard about them. These guys are Envato. Envato has been working tirelessly for a lot of differently abled people for creating website designs and all these things for differently able people, for people with color blindness and all these things. So this is a fantastic website. You can definitely go and check. This is from the Envato tutorials, Envato Tutes. They are really doing enormous work for the accessibility for differently able people. So there is this blog which I think is a good starting point for many people. They have created this blog sometime back, 2018, 2 years back actually, and they have actually showed that what are the basic information that is required to start up accessible website. Okay, so I definitely would suggest you guys to go through this blog. This blog link I will definitely put in the description section of my video, so you can definitely check this particular article. It's absolutely fantastic. So they have actually showed that the basic difference of a sans serif and a serif font, what are the readability, how the sans serif and serif readability affects the human eyes. Then you have the what are the different types of specialty display fonts, okay, and why we should avoid this. So for disabled people, for a person which is having a weaker eyesight, this type of fonts actually is not permissible for them. Okay, what are different types of typographic styling and all these things is very important. What is the color contrast? I have been talking from the beginning of this video. What is color contrast? Basically, for a semi colorblind person or a partial colorblind person or a total colorblind person, they see the site in a very different way. If you don't have a contrast between the foreground and the background, I think all my designer friends must be aware of the terms foreground and background, right? So that is not at all new terms for them. So you have to have a good contrast for your background and foreground. So if you see over here, they have told that black on white, black text on a white background, it has a contrast ratio of 21:1. It's extremely readable. Gray on white, if you use, you will see that it is 7.46:1. Okay, white on green, which green? This particular green that I am showing in the screen, it has a 3.24:1 ratio. Okay, and white on blue 5.08:1, and all these things ratios are there. So these ratios greatly affect a user who is visiting your site and who is trying to access your site it can be a business website, it can be an application driven website, it can be entertaining website, it can be a tutorial based website. Okay, what colors you need to use, what will be the background color, what will be the foreground color. For a normal website, anything looks good, we put, right? But if we are trying to be more empathetic, we are trying to be more customer centric, and we want to make these things important for them. We want to show them, yes, you are also important to us. So what are the basic things that you have to take care of? It's all about your mind, your empathy, how much you give the value to these particular people. Okay, so again, what type of structural layout you are making, whether you can actually click the tabs and you can tab browse the website. Okay, when you're using a long line of paragraph, what is the kerning, what is the line gap, what is the line spacing, what is the letter spacing that you guys are giving? That is very important for weak eyesight person. If you write the text with a very less letter spacing, they won't be able to read. For them it is just a straight line. Okay, so those things are very important. Whether for them, many times for many of these people, a justified, left justifies, right justified, middle justified, center justified text paragraph, they find it very difficult to read. So try to see that what type of people, what type of crowd your website will be visited. So that is very important. So I would, as a starting point, definitely I would ask you guys to go to webdesign.tuteplus.com. It is part of Invator Tutes. So you can they create a lot of tutorials based on these things, and I would definitely suggest that those who have an agency, those who have a small scale design house for creating websites, creating applications, creating web apps, creating smaller digital marketing campaigns and all these things, they should definitely try out Envato. This is again why I am telling, because they have a good amount of design templates, photos, videos, graphic templates, website templates, and all these things that will actually give you the power to work sole. You can without hiring a high-end design team, you can actually do it yourself. You can do the things if you have a design mindset. If you can handle things together, you can do it without a big team. So that is a good tips for the freelancers out there. Okay, obviously the freelancer definitely by now they know about Envato marketplace, they know about Envato elements and all these things. You can check if you have not heard about this particular website, you can definitely check that. That will be also part of the description. Okay, so great. So today what I will also show you guys that how to check whether text is readable, whether color contrast is permissible or not. You can previously we didn't have much tools to check all these things, and unless the site or the app goes for full production, we hardly was able to check it from the online checkers, from the online testers. Okay, so now there from the very beginning you can do that, and I will take you slowly through those things, and I think it will be a very important part of your learning. Okay, so if you see my screen over here, it is amazing screen. Okay, you have a huge amount of color gamut, a color palette that you can see over here, and you can also see there are foreground, background buttons written over here, invert, bigger, smaller, contrast ratio, WCAG, worldwide consortium, and contrast, brightness differences. All these things you might feel that what is exactly this, what is this all mumbo jumbo over here. So basically let's see this magic. You see that there is a paragraph over here, and they have very clearly showed a tick mark of it. So what is this tick mark about? This tick marks shows that your font paragraph is absolutely contrasting with the background. Okay, so let's see. You see my mouse pointer over here. Okay, so I click on the foreground and I move the mouse pointer from here to here. Okay, you see the tick has changed to cross, right? The tick has changed to tick. I go on changing, I go on moving the thing. See, if you have this particular color yellow, you can actually get it. It is readable. If you go more whiter towards white, it is more readable. But if you go towards the center, you see the text is not readable, or it is too jarring to the eyes for those people who have a color weakness. Okay, I will not say color blindness in that way. Color blinds is a total different thing. I will explain how things happen for a color blind person. Okay, and if you see over here in this area, the foreground color changes, the hex code of the foreground color also changes, the background color also changes. If I click on the background and change these colors, I go on changing this color till I reach the darker part of the thing. See, it becomes readable, you get a tick. Okay, so it is all for smaller text. Okay, don't confuse between smaller body text and header text. It has to be checked in a different way altogether. There is another fantastic website, okay, called Jupyter Studio, where you can actually put your color, the color you are planning to put. You can put a color over here and you can put your background color over here. These are for large text samples. So for regular text samples, it comes over here, and for the large text sample, it goes over there. So I have taken a specific color of F44A48, which happens to be one of my clients' brand color. So I put it over there just to check whether the headers or the body text will be compatible for disabled people, for ADA compliance or not. Okay, so I scroll down, you see the result is over here. So understand one thing, for a smaller font size, the contrast ratio has to be more than 6:1 ratio. But for a bigger font, when it is a header or something like that, with the surface volume of the font, okay, no, it's not physics or something, but I am explaining to you, but it is when the surface volume of the font is bigger, you have a bigger space, you can read the text much more sharper, you can have a contrast ratio which is a lesser one, which can be 3.54:1. That is actually permissible. But when you are going down as a body font of the text, that has to be a bigger contrast ratio. Okay, so if you see the large text sample which I have kept over here, it has passed a level AA for large text only. So they have told that you can use this color, you can use this font, but you have to use this for header text, H1, H2, like that, but not lower than that. What happens in that, as you listen down the font size, the background and the foreground tries to mix match with each other, and the readability also lessens down. So when you are using a header text, the contrast ratio can be 3.54:1, sort of like that. But if you are doing it for a body copy, definitely keep something which is around 6.5:1. Okay, great. So now I will take you through another website which is very interesting. Okay, why I am telling it is interesting, till now, as I told, that many of the times we used to wait till the developers start developing their website, start coding the website, and then there are some plugins for your Firefox and your Chrome, which can actually detect this code and tell you whether it is disability compliant, it is accessible website or not. But till that time you had to wait and watch what is happening, and many times after the site goes to the developers, they scream and shout, this is not going as per the ADA compliance. So what you have to do, you have to again go back to your drawing board and check. I am not telling that you need not to do it till now, but there is a guidelines whether you are doing the things right or you are totally away from the what you want to achieve. Okay, so this is a fantastic website which is named as Colorblinder, coming from color blind. So it is Colorblinder. Colorblinder is a fantastic colorblind simulator which actually helps the colorblind people to see how a website will look as per their eyes. Okay, so it is fantastic tool. Okay, it actually gives you as a tester. Unfortunately, it is a freeware. You cannot take it full screen. Okay, I have been using this for quite some time. It gives a basic idea that how a website design that you have created for your client fares under the ADA compliance guidelines as per the colorblind test. Okay, so there are different types of colorblind people. Okay, color disabled people. So basically we are trichromatic people. Why trichromatic? There are three basic colors. Okay, when we are talking about screen colors, okay, they are red, green and blue. These are the primary colors, right? So we think who thinks that we can see all the colors of the nature. We are trichromatic. The reason is that we can see all the colors, right? We can see this green plants at the back, the yellow pot at the back, the orange pot there. We can see each and every color of the Ganesha that is there at the back, the colors of the birds at the background. Okay, quite bright and colorful background, right? Okay, and all the colors of the books we can see. But what happens when a person who is weak with a particular color, who is weak or he's almost blind with a particular color? What are the different types of colorblind people that is there in this entire world? Okay, so many colorblind people are like that. If you give them an entire hue of red and white mixed together, like red to pink to pale pink and white, unfortunately, my dear friend, they will only see the red and the white. They cannot see any one of the colors which is there in the middle. Maybe there are some people who can see a pinker shade, but only one color of the entire hue. Okay, so how do we do these things? How do we create website for these people? So this particular application is extremely important to start the design process. Okay, so I will show you. So I have taken one PSD template from Envato marketplace. Well, I have an Envato service, so I create a lot of custom designs for them also, and I put a lot of design. I read a lot of design blogs from them. There is absolutely wonderful design blogs that they have. You have a total, you can say, a digital agency along with you on the go. So whenever you are stuck somewhere, maybe you are traveling in certain time, you require an immediate design to be created and given to your client, you can just open your Envato and you can get it done. Okay, provided you have a design software along with you. Okay, so yeah, so I have taken this design from a sample web design from Envato just to show you guys. So if you see, it has orange yellow gradient at the back. There are certain placeholder boxes that they have kept. There are certain thinner boxes at the bottom. There's a gray background, and there is a dark gray text on it. Okay, so let us see whether this passes our test. There will be three types of test: whether a particular color is visible for a person who is weak in red color. Then I will take you to dichromatic view. Dichromatic view, people only can see two colors. Okay, so either they will not be able to see the red or the blue or the green. So dichromatic. So any of the two colors they can see, they cannot see the third color. Okay, and there are monochromatic view. There are people in this world, as I told earlier, who can only see the nature in black and white. Yes, there are people who can only see in black and white. Strange, but it is fact. Okay, so I will check how your website will look if a red blind person is seeing the site, partial or full blind. Okay, so cool. So you go to this site, open up from this choose file, choose your design, throw the design inside, make it a bit bigger for your eyes if you can see, and click on this. First we will see the red wick. Okay, see, when you put on red wick, you see that the entire red shade has weakened down. It has now showing some mix of gray over here, and the brightness or the glossiness of the red is totally disappeared. The yellow, on the other hand, is not affected. The person will be able to see the yellow. Okay, but wherever there was red, it has actually dimmed considerably. You can still see some tinge of red because it was not 100% red color at the beginning. It was orangish tone, so you can still see some level of red, but it is not the red that the website is all about. Okay, I will click on the dichromatic view and put it for red blind people. Okay, so it is called Protanopia. Okay, and if you see now, wherever there was red, it has turned into gray. Okay, isn't it fascinating? Have you ever thought that your website will look like this? I bet you have never thought of also like this. But these are the things that we people who are constantly doing our designing. I have been doing these type of designs maybe last 10-15 years now, though my career span across 25 years now. But I had been in the e-learning business for quite some time, and we had been delivering a lot of e-learning content for US and UK market. So you can see that how this particular website changes. It's mind-blowing. It's very what I would say, it's amazing to see that what you have perceived and what you see is so different, right? Try to empathy is all about putting yourself in your customer's shoes. Okay, and see what they do. Try to do what they see. Try to do what they do, and then you will come to know that where is the pain point. Okay, what would have happened if your entire website would have been red and you were serving for a group of people who are red blind? It is very important to ask questions 1,000 times. Asking the right question is the main important aspect of empathy. So I have been talking about empathy quite much in today's. I was actually feeling from inside that I have already used these terms maybe 7-8 times. So what is empathy is all about? Empathy is one of the first step of our design thinking process. Okay, So what is design thinking and how it helps in our idea generation, in our betterment of the world? I already have a video, a partial video where I have explained what is design thinking, but I can assure you I will come back. It has always been in my mind. I'm a certified design thinking practitioner, and I will definitely try to bring a core design thinking practices for all my subscribers. But till then, I will just tell you in short, design thinking is a process or a methodology where you have 5 different steps. Empathy is the first thing, where you ask the client the right question to arrive at the right solution. Okay, solution is not the core thing, but understanding the problem is absolutely important. So the first thing is empathy. Then you actually define the process. So after you get the feedback from your client, their pain points, you define the problem statement. Okay, then you ideate. The third part is the ideation. Okay, where based on the definition of the problem, you ideate. Okay, and after the ideation, you then move to prototyping various things. So say for example, the web designers will know a lot. When we are doing the wireframing, before we do the mockups, actual mockups, that you can take as a prototype. Okay, so after the prototype is sold to the company, sold to the client, they give a sign off, then you actually move to the visual designing, or which is the actual design. And then what happens, you go on testing 1,000 times, whatever way. The more you test, the more is better. So what each and every time you will see that the test is revealing a lot of stuff from your design. Sometimes it so happen that the prototype that you have made and the end design is a huge difference. Okay, so I will not divert away from the design, from this topic to a design thinking process, but I just want to tell you that empathy is the first step to do design thinking. Okay, so how this website will look in a monochromatic view, Okay, so see, the entire website has now turned into grayscale. Okay, means grayscale in the sense it is a shades of black and white. Okay, believe me, in most of the grays, if a person who is colorblind with a gray shade, they will either see the site in black or they will see the site in white. Okay, that is also not expected. So you have given a good gradient, they cannot see any of the colors, they will only see a patch of black and a patch of white. Okay, so understand those things. Okay, if you see, there are different aspects which we can also check whether this particular font is readable or not. I will give it a benefit of doubt because this screen I am seeing in a very small screen, but still I feel the font size is way too small for a disabled or a differently abled people to see and read the text over there. It is extremely small. For me, it is extremely small font. Even if you are seeing in a big screen, if you see the percentage of things, you will know that it is quite small. Okay, the boxes and everything are quite contrasted. So if they are not using any image over here, if they are using image, I cannot predict at this point of time. But at this point of time, all the colors are there is a contrast. Okay, definitely they will not show these things in a monochromatic color. Okay, they will definitely use various colors or something like that. If they are using all shades of gray, I am afraid that their site might not be visible for the gray disabled people. I will take up another website if you are not bored, and say I pick up this one. So yeah, so I'm just zooming the site so that you can see the entire website in totality. By the way, I have already asked these people, requested these people if they can actually create this website in a full screen mode. Though there is an option to extend it to full screen mode, it never works. Okay, so this site is full of gray, red and white. Okay, if you so they have given this is a template, as I have told earlier. So there is a display grid sort of thing that we can see at the top, and the image will go at the background, so it will look like a digital wall or something like that. So for a normal website, it looks quite normal. Okay, the readability and everything is quite nice. There is a good structure in the website and all these things. Let us see how it fares if a person is completely read blind. See, your design is totally destroyed. So you have a white text, you have a gray background over which there is a gray text, you have fonts which are totally non-contrasting with your background. Okay, so this is absolutely not working. It's a very thin font at the background. Even if you use some image at the back, this will not be able to see the text. The contrast ratio is extremely bad. Okay, and if you see, the text is so small compared to the rest of the website. This is a good font size, extremely big font size. It's an H2 or H3, I think. But if you see the body text, they are extremely small. Okay, again the readability is affected very big time over here. If a read blind person is seeing this site, because there is no other color that can actually differentiate the website for this particular. So a lot of things changes because this is a template, this is not the actual design, but you can understand where I'm coming from, what is the issue of this design to start with. So if they want to really make it disable friendly or accessible, they have to still work a lot on this design. For a monochromatic view, this is absolutely a disaster. You cannot read anything. Okay, see, if you see, the gray over gray is totally gone. Even if you put an image, a colorful image at the background, this gray will look gray, and the background also goes gray. So the busy background with a totally gray text on top of it is absolutely zero readable. Okay, so I wanted to show you these things, that what are the different ways you can actually test a website before it goes to the development process. So that's all. I think I have covered a lot of things. I will try to create another video where I will take care of the programming part of the stuff, that what are the do's and don'ts of accessible website. Well, you have any questions, please put it in the comment section of the video. I will try my level best to reply as fast as possible. Thank you. So that's all, folks. So I think you have got a good idea of how to check your designs, your fonts, your colors before you actually put the design on board, before you even present it to your clients. What are the aspects? What are the font size? What are the font's thickness? Whether you should use a bold color or if you use a theme font, or use a bold font, or you use a italics, or you use serif or sans serif fonts. These are all very important aspects before even you start the website design. I do understand many of the website designing companies, they don't even care of design, and they download website templates, put the images of the clients, and they are ready to go. There is no problem in that. Absolutely no problem in that. Rather, there are certain instances where you have a very small budget and you have no other ways but to create this type of templates to turn your business in a faster mode. And even many of the clients are okay with that because they also have the budget constraint. But understand, for some continents, for some regions of the world, if your website is not ARIA compliant, if it's not accessible, they are not going to take your design. Then what? It is very important to bring this concept within your entire team. Internalize it. Make it a habit that your team should be compassionate about. It is not about the clients who is giving you the money. It is about those people, the end users, who will be accessing your client's website. What happens if you created a fantastic website for your client? The client is happy, you got your money, you got your payments. And then suddenly one day the client calls you up and says that there is absolutely no visitors, or the blogs they are writing, there is absolutely no readers. It happens. It happens many times. Why is it so? The reason is that many of the times we don't consider the end users. We make the client happy. We want to make the client happy. Sometimes there are clients who are extremely passionate about their end clients, about their end users. They will guide you, they will tell you that this is required for my business. But many of the clients, they don't know even where is the hiccup. So I guess this small video will be extremely important, or the first basic step to be empathetic about your end client, about the end users. If you have liked this video, if felt this is extremely important before starting a design, please like, share and comment this video. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications of any new video that goes up to this channel in the future. So till then, till I get you with a brand new video, goodbye. Have a great life and stay safe. Thank you.